Hello and welcome to video 4 of my 31 days of tarot. As you see, as I presented here, we've already gone through 1, 2, and 3. The Magician, which is your singularity, if you will. Well suited for things that require concentration, little distraction, things you do on your own. High Priestess 2, working more on your inner peace, probably trying to deal with the distractions that when you were 1 you just didn't notice, and then as you move out farther you start to notice other things. You're like, wait, what's going on? Again, this is my opinion because I'm teaching myself tarot because I know nothing, so who better to teach me tarot but me, who knows nothing? So here we go. What was I doing? I digress quite often. While you remain calm on the outs, basically figuring out that you no longer have complete control. So here it seems complete control. Magician. Everything there is within his grasp and his control. He controls his environment. There's no one else there. Master's domain, and no one else messes with the stuff on his desk because that's his desk. Don't touch it. That's his. High Priestess. Realizing that you can't always have your own desk. Sometimes you got to keep things well away from people because it's not for everyone. But you still have to deal with people. So it's the beginning of keeping stuff to yourself, but also leaving a public front. In this case, it's a more calm front. Maybe say little. I don't know what that's like at all. I'm not a say little person. So there, and then you go to 3, the Empress, which luckily in this one they don't show her pregnant. I really am tired of the Empress always being pregnant. I understand it's a female, but creativity can be birthed from more than just females. It is not a gender thing. It has to do with an essence, with a power. We all have feminine and masculine in any case. So the Empress is taking your singularity with the stuff you've tried to keep away, but you're still learning, and then you become to have an idea, and you start gestating an idea to bring out to the world. You're still 1, but you have something that you need to bring out and become separate from you. That's my opinion. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Today, I'm going to put that right there. I hope it's in camera. If not, sorry. We have 4, the Emperor. So the Emperor is 4. It's stable because it's an even number, as you might have noticed, or at least I noticed. Oh, by the way, 1, 2, and 3 are prime numbers. They're only divisible by themselves. So even though odd, even, odd, they're all prime and all in essence singular. They actually only divide by themselves and aren't part of anything larger. I don't know if that means anything. I just thought it interesting. So there. Now, Mr. Emperor, the first one that is actually divisible by other numbers. It's no longer just himself. And let's see, the Emperor, loving relationship between father and child, master of your own emotions, leadership ability. And again, in my opinion, your major arcana actually embraces the number with all the elements, your earth, your air, your water, your fire. I've got these here just because I've got my little selenite heart, because I've read that it clears everything, and this is really pretty. It may do something, maybe not. I just like it. So, back to my story. Your Emperor here is now, he's a leader, and he has to think about more things than himself, and he provides a stable environment for, let's say, your 1, 2s, and 3s to do their thing. He holds down the court, the fort, so that those things can happen, because without a stable Emperor making a stable environment, 1, 2, and 3 can't happen. And again, though this is the sacred masculine, Again, everyone has masculine, everyone has feminine. So everyone has, I myself, I pull a lot of masculine tendencies. Gets me in trouble because I'm not a man, and people, when they don't know who I am, I get all the respect of a man. And then as soon as they figure out that I am not a man, all that respect leaves, and I get relegated to another part where, well, it's uncomfortable. So in any case, I'm digressing again. Sorry. Today is the Fours, and our Emperor, stability king, assumes control of a situation, protects those who are weaker. There's Rams in here, so it's an Aries card. I love all the Rams. And he's got his staff of office, and I can't remember what those, but you see them in multiple different cultures. So today, 4. And we'll start out with Wands. We got the easy read, and I've got my, I'm going to do that one last. Let's see, I've got my Ancestral Path Tarot. Got my, sorry. These are other cards. I'm going to just put them down here. Got my, there's an Emperor for that one. Emperor. Look at that. Emperor Penguin. Love it. Nope, you can't see it. Sorry. So other emperors, the Emperor Penguin. I think that's brilliant. Simply brilliant. Let's see, after that I've got Illuminati. And after Illuminati I've got Universal Celtic. And after Universal Celtic I have my good old Light Seers. I love Light Seers, and it all fits. So I've got a new microphone today, and I've got a new setup that allows me a little more space on the table so I can put more cards out, because eventually I want to use all the cards. Okay, I will. Where did that one come from? Hold on. That's right. Okay, now I put the 4 of Wands of the easy read, the 4 of Staves of the Ancestral Path, 4 of Wands, Steampunk. Let's see, we've got the 4 of Matches. I'll just move this here. Hold on. 4 of Matches for the 5-cent tarot. And then we've got the 4 of Wands for the Illuminati. I don't know if I'm ready to read the Illuminati. I do love the images, but I'm not finding yet that it reads to me yet like the others do. Okay, we got the 4 of Wands for the Universal Celtic, and 4 of Wands for my Light Seers. Radio. So, what do we have here? I'm just going to look at them, and then I'm going to look at what the images are supposed to mean. So first thing I get is the wands are having fun. It looks like they're having a little party. We're getting ready for the party. Here they're relaxing. Here it's matches and bees. Because, what's a party without matches and bees? And here we've got some dancing. Here we've got lots of dancing and fun. And this looks like he's going to some underground party. Doesn't that look like he's going to an underground party? I mean, it's in the water. This is the precursor to those hotels that have the bar and the pool. He's going to the pool bar. So this guy going to the first pool bar. Okay, what does our card say? Creative goals and projects will be completed. Ideals plentiful. Financial rewards. Don't we all want that? Don't we? Money doesn't necessarily mean happiness. Celebrate life passages, reward yourself, yada, yada, yada. So this looks like they're rewarding themselves. This is the getting ready for a party. Oh, I'm just noticing. Look at the sexy. You see the light coming from behind to... let's see, is that actually where the... Yeah, I guess they have the right light, but did they really have to dress them in such sheer stuff? Sorry, digressing. Here we have bees. I want to look up the definition for the bees really quick because it says celebratory, community, harmony, which makes sense. Let's see. In the 5-cent tarot, it says a thriving and bustling hive is all abuzz with happy bees in full harmony and community. The floral garlands help nectar, pollen. You know, I get it. Just something strikes me. Didn't we start out with the Emperor being very masculine and the sacred masculine? Bees are run by a queen bee. Just saying. Here we have a party, a pool party, and I do love this. To me, the Light Seers says, you know, was that, what's that, Burning Man? You got your 4. I like the 4 wands. 4 wands. Good stuff. Okay. So we've got... I actually have given up trying to see if numerology of the numbers mean anything, because after the first 3 I've decided they just don't. And I'm just going to work on the elements based... separating out what the major arcana has all together. Like here, in this Emperor card for steampunk. If you see in the chair, it has the 4 elements of air, water, fire, and earth. So the Emperor actually has control of all 4. And I'm sure on here, let's see, that could be water, that could be air. I just am not brilliant enough to be able to read all the symbology. This guy, look at this guy. He's just a happy guy. He's going, it's good to be king. He's sort of like, this guy is this guy, but this guy's keeping it on the down low. It's like, yeah, it's good to be king, but I don't want to tell anybody. So, let's see with cups. Do cups do any better? So we've got our 4 of cups. 4 cups does not look happy. Not happy at all. Jeez. I guess is the cups are like the day after the party or something. So, what do I see? I see, well, something pretty freaky, I have to say. A hand coming out of a cloud holding a cup wouldn't that freak anybody out that was not being self-medicated? Or maybe not even self-medicated? Oh, but here we go. We have another hand out of nowhere with a cup. That's just freaky, folks. I'm sorry. This guy looks like he's going through the dark night of the soul. Drank through 3 cups. There's another one there. This guy's bumming. This guy just looks bored. I'm bored of drinking. I'm bored of studying. I just don't want to do anything. It's like there's another cup. There's more stuff, but he just doesn't care. A crab. I mean, we know we call people crabby, but crabs have no expression. Maybe getting a bum rush. Here it says meditation. Interesting. Another guy that's being bummed here. This one's another. That way I say is meditation. I would match that more than being bummed. I see him meditating, thinking about what he has, and she just looks bored and bummed, and don't know what to do. You know, it's that midsummer kids thing. They don't have to go to school. They don't have to do anything. They've done everything they really want to do, and now they're just bored because there's nothing new on the horizon. They're just bored. Okay, so now what does it say? You become increasingly dissatisfied with a focus on material possessions, pardon me. You need something more in your life. Well, isn't that just what I just said? Except for meditation, it doesn't say anything about that. Lost interest, normal activities. Yeah, but, contemplation, it could be that. On a negative, it could be. It seems most of these seem to go on the negative, which would be the apathy and retreat. But it could be just this. It's meditation. And then if you're not in a positive space, it's apathy. So depends on how you feel about it. Okay, let's go for swords. Swords so far have gotten a bum rap. I feel bad for the swords because I like swords. I think they're pretty cool. But in these cards, so far the swords have been like, well, okay. You got some scary images. Is that a sloth? You've got, is he sleeping? Are they dead? I guess not dead because his hands are up, but this looks like not even a real person. It looks like a carving on his tomb. This doesn't look too bad. Sleeping in a little nest, all nice and cozy. The sloth looks pretty happy. This doesn't seem to match any of them. Here's sleeping as well. No. Well, if you can see, that's a troll. And though I've heard that's only in the Hobbit series that trolls turn to stone when they hit sunlight, that looks kind of stonish. This one, not quite sure. I'm going to have to look up the definition because she looks like she's bearing a sword and there's people following out. So, what does the card say? Personal battle ends, truce or break in the fighting, anxious feelings diminish, let your guard down, peace and quiet follow stress. You're alone with your thoughts. I get that. I don't know why they picked that card for you to be alone with your thoughts, unless those swords coming down, those are your thoughts coming down on you going, okay, now think about this, now think about this, now think about this. Now, I want to look up the definition on this Four Swords because it's like, acknowledge you cannot prevail against greater forces. Release ideals and goals that cannot be attained. A buried truth is truth lost to you and by extension to all. Listen to your inner voice. Act upon a message to clear the path ahead. Don't bury a good idea. Interesting. So this is a little more active. These are all relaxation, death really, and this one's like, okay, it's more of a contemplation, but be careful what you discard because it may still be a good idea that you're trying to. So that would be confusing because it doesn't seem to go with what everybody else says, which is a break after some upheaval. I like this one. I just want to be in a little nest all nice and comfy. Okay, the last of the four is the Pentacles. Let's see what the Pentacles have to say to us. Because Pentacles are money, 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 money. Okay. So this deck, Pentacles, doesn't deal so much with money as with physical needs, if you will. Meaning that in a culture where, like they are, money is not actually currency. There's other things that supply your physical stability and health and wealth. And not necessarily money wouldn't get you anywhere. You need a craft or a service. And you would trade, you barter. That's the word I could have just said that. You barter. Okay, back to the cards. Look at the monkey. No. Pardon me. That's a lemur. That is not a monkey. Conservatism, security, letting go. Well, opposite would be greed, miserly. Well, these actually look like Mind you, look at it. He's got his feet on his pentacles, holding one. The other one's on his crown. You're not touching mine. And this, she's got clutching her pentacles in her purse. I don't know what this means. I mean, he's blindfolded, so I don't see it as actually saying the same thing. But he's not really conserving. He can't find it. This matches our guy here. So it's like an inheritance, gift, or large sum of money leads to arguments, possessiveness, and selfishness. You try to keep all the money for yourself. It is foolish to try to control others' actions or the situation around you. Resistance to change is affecting your judgment. So, again, 5 Cent Tarot seems to be doing the best here as far as really, like, I love this. That's just putting stuff away. But at what point when you're putting too much away and not investing back out so that you are helping those around you. And this one, 4 of Sacred Circles, I guess he's just in his old world, and that's how it relates to the other. So this one, they take a much more spiritual stance in that it's creating your own environment and making things stable. God, it really does show that the intent of the card maker can really mess you up when trying to read these, because everyone else is going towards money, being frugal. If you're too frugal, the opposite would be if you're too frugal, then you have lots of money and nothing else. So this one, I don't get that. And this one just seems, it does speak of home, but it doesn't speak of frugality. So, what did we learn today? We learned that cards are confusing. But I'm going to get the knack of it, because in another many days, I'm going to start trying to do a reading. But in the meantime, these are your quads. Thank you for joining me.